Alright, check this out. I want y'all to pay attention to something. Alright, unplug from the matrix, unplug from the matrix, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, all races, color, creeds, male, gender, female, gender, whoever. Dogs, cats, birds. This is unplugged from the matrix, okay? I want y'all to pay close attention to everything you see. It seems like Trump is like a part of the news every day. I am not a Trump supporter. I am not a supporter of presidents. I could care less about Bush, Clinton, Obama, any of them, Carter, Nixon. They all are full of crap. Every last one of them. I don't have a problem with them because I know this is a part of the game. This is it. This is what it's about, okay? Now, I want y'all to pay attention to something. Pay attention to detail. Congresswoman says Trump told widow of fallen soldier he knew what he signed up for. Understand something. What man will consider himself president and will say something so cruel and demeaning to the point where he says, oh, he knew what he signed up for? Think about it. Pay attention. If you notice, everything that comes out of dude's mouth is very ignorant. Alright? And people will make an excuse for him. That's how desperate they want anybody to be in office. They don't care. But this is the American public. You have stupid people who believe in this, and then you have stupid people who don't like it, and then you got stupid people who criticize it to the point where they really just still plugged in. So you got people who have faith and they don't, and you have people who have faith in somebody else being against him. So it's like everybody's still plugged into the matrix. Why don't we just pull away? Take the red pill and say, you know what? Maybe this is all propaganda. There are some people out there who feel like dude. They really are. They exist. But come on, guys. This is just emotionally driven news. It's garbage, okay? Now pay attention to it. I want you to pay attention to detail. President Donald Trump told the widow of U.S. serviceman killed in the ambush in Niger, okay? Niger. If you add a G, what do you have? All right? Keep going. Now what a coincidence. Black male serviceman dies in Niger, okay? Keep that in mind. He knew what he signed up for. But I guess it still hurts. According to the Republican Frederica? Frederica? What kind of name is that? Anyway, the body of Sergeant La Davis now. All right, let's keep going. Because, you know, they got to give the black man an actual name that, you know, typically a black mother would give him. I'm just being honest here. Come on, Ladarius. And, you know, my cousin's name is LaQuincy. I'm just saying, though. Let's keep going. No, Quincy, if you see this, bro, we're just keeping it real. Anyway. Home to the Miami area late Tuesday afternoon with the plane receiving a water cannon salute as it arrives near the gate. The call from the president to Johnson's widow came shortly before Johnson's casket arrival. Wilson and a Florida Democrat said on CNN. Now, I want y'all to ask y'all something. You know how many soldiers die in other countries daily? Daily. I'm talking about daily soldiers are dying. No matter where we are, we could be anywhere in the country. We could be serving anywhere in the country and outside the country. Why is this particular story the one you get that's a black man bringing the body, and then they say what he said as if he really said it? Because this is a part of the news. And I'm not saying that Trump is not capable of saying it, but look at the actual news article. Trust me, your mainstream news, you can't believe everything they say. Just some of it. And if you believe this, all you gotta do is pay attention to detail, okay? Florida Democrat says CNN tonight with Don Lemon. Alright? Don Lemon is another guy. Won't get into him. Y'all gotta do a lot of research. If y'all don't know about Don Lemon, I won't get into that. Basically, he said, well, I guess he knew what he signed up for, but I guess it still hurts. Wilson said, adding that she listened to part of the call on a speakerphone while in a vehicle with the family, okay? That's what he said, she added. Asked earlier if she was sure the president said that, Wilson told CNN affiliate Okay, pay attention now. Wilson told the CNN affiliate WPLG. Now I'm gonna show y'all something, right? This is the research. This only took 2 or 3 minutes. When you Google Donald Trump's name, watch what happens. Just Google his name, all right? What is the local news? You see it? WPLG, right? That's the first thing you see. What else do you see? Now you see NBC News. Of course you're gonna see. You're gonna see everything else. Celebrates the Oval Office, biggest winner. There we go. AMP, which is probably ABC. So everybody gravitates to the story, but it's not major yet. Now keep in mind, it's 12:38 in the morning. This was earlier. Let's continue. See it? See it? Look at this. Donald Trump, Twitter. Not even talking about it. Didn't mention any word about that. And then look what he said. So much fake news being put in dime magazines and newspapers. You notice he's the one that coined the phrase fake news because that is a cute way of saying conspiracy theorists or conspiracy theories. He's changed the thought process of conspiracy theories or conspiracy theories or theorists. I'm getting tongue-tied here. But as you can see, he wrote that. Pay attention. Only places worse may be NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN. Fiction writers. Keep that in mind. 8 hours ago, fill in the blank. Now, this is what he does. This is called mind control. This is emotions, okay? You have to learn, see, all I did was say, when I looked at the local news, I'm gonna show y'all something in there. Let's go back. We was talking about here. You see that? I said, Wilson told CNN affiliate, WPLG. So this is only hearsay from Wilson to the affiliate. That is something that you could say in a conversation, but shouldn't say that to a grieving widow. See that? Now, keep in mind, this is what Wilson told to CNN. If you don't believe me, I'm going to go back. Asked earlier if she was sure the president, she said that. She said that. And remember, we go back to Twitter. So I'm going to go back to Twitter, show y'all what I'm talking about, right? Let's go back to the tweet that I just showed y'all. Because, it's going to show us Twitter timeline. See that 8 hours ago? So much fake news being put in dime magazines and newspapers. Only place worse, maybe NBC News, CNN, ABC, CNN. So technically, in a sense, he's denying he even said that. Now, maybe, just maybe, Donald Trump is being framed here. I'm just going by... Because if we're going to go by what one person said, if we're going to go by what the president's saying, he's saying it's fake news. Technically, that's what he's saying under his breath, but this is all the propaganda. The actual soldier might not even be a dead guy, and the guy might have been just somebody that might have had issues with the military. And, you remember, these people are sworn into secrecy. You can't believe everything they say. They're sworn into secrecy. There's things that you and I will never know about them. So how are we going to believe what happens to them? That's an honest answer. Honestly. Remember Pat Tillman? Let's continue going back. You got to pay attention to detail. Detail is important. So let's go back to where I was going to. And this is what I said. When you go right here, everyone knows when you go to war, you could possibly not come home back alive. But you don't remind a grieving widow of that. That is so insensitive. So insensitive. CNN asked the White House. Now, keep in mind, why wasn't no white guy? Why there wasn't a white wife? Why it had to be a black one and a black wife? Because they know majority of people already say he's racist. They don't like him. Majority of the people in general believe that. Majority of the black people believe that. You see that? That's playing on your emotions. They got you as a puppet on the string, and y'all fall for it because y'all fucking taking them blue pills. Y'all gotta, come on, man. Stop taking the blue pill. Stop. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. See, people talk about stay woke. You want to stay woke? Stop taking the blue pill. There's a lot of people that claim they woke, and they still eating blue pills every day, and they still plug into the matrix talking about, yeah, we woke. No, y'all not woke. You're half woke. You know what I mean? Let's continue. CNN asked the White House comment. A White House official said the president's conversation with the families of American heroes who have made the ultimate sacrifice are private. CNN was unable to reach the family for comment. 4 U.S. soldiers were killed by enemy fire in an October 4 ambush in Niger. Trump addressed the deaths 12 days later in the Rose Garden news conference. Keep the words. I felt very, very badly about that, Trump said Monday. I always felt badly. It is the toughest calls I have to make are the calls where this happens. Soldiers are killed. All right? He then claimed that other commanders in chief hadn't reached out to the families of Americans killed in action. Indicated he'd been told as much by generals who served in his administration. In her interview, Wilson told WPLG, same thing. You keep in mind, wife, WPLG, that she hoped the president didn't make similar comments to the ones she heard to the other families of the soldiers that were killed. All right, so now they got you. They got you right by the throat, right? And they say, man, we already sucked you in with the emotional, plea of why would he do this? It's so insensitive. And then why it had to be me, not them? I just told you. This is what stood out in everyone's heart, she said. You don't say that. He is the president of the United States. This is a soldier who gave his life for his country. He is our hero in our minds and our community's mind. This is an insult to the entire Miami Gardens community. What? Just Miami? Not you? What community? We're talking about one man, your husband. What? To the district to the entire District of 24, to the Miami-Dade County, and this nation. Okay, listen, let's not break this all the way down like that. See, now they're letting you know we want y'all to feel deep about everything. The neighborhood, the community, and all that. And I hope he didn't say that to the other three families. Keep that in mind. He didn't. He said it to yours. And I can guarantee you, those other three guys, I bet you they weren't black. The story is breaking and being updated. Keep that in mind. That is the key thing. You see how they put that in a different font? CNN, Kevin Liptak, Danielle Hackett, Samuel Lynch, and David Alston contributed to this report. Now, if you didn't catch it, I don't know what to tell you. Now, the problem is this. We're going to look at some more Google. Let's see if we can run across that. Once again, see that? Trump to slain, so he knew what he signed up for. All right? Addresses the heritage. Appears to support a short-term deal. No one, not even Trump, knows what the feds and shit. See, you notice how it's a bunch of things going on with him. Trump issues a warning to McCain after sending his tough speech. This was 13 hours before. Trump's message to, see that? U.S. may boost investments in Greek. You see how all this stuff is going on? Obama was in the news, but he wasn't in the news that heavy. It seemed like everything Trump just blew his nose at 5 p.m. and he used the restroom at 5:25, and he picked his kids up from school at 3 or something. Listen, every single move that dude make is put out there simply because they want you to be mad. That's just why I made the video. I'm not gonna leave you alone. I want you to get mad. Now I'm going to tell you, you got to say, I'm a human being. My life has value. That is the most important statement in that entire network movie. Now, for those who plug into the matrix, let me give y'all an understanding about something. This government is a bunch of lies. They don't always tell the truth, okay? They don't. Tell them to tell you the truth about how President Carter just may be John F. K. Talk about Zapruder. Talk about the fact that John F. K. was assassinated. It may not have been assassinated in real life. That it may have been a dummy. That maybe CGI be the case of what we saw. Maybe. Tell us about 9/11, about the no planes. And I mean not no planes whatever we used on that day, whole day. Tell us about the crisis actors. Go tell us about all that. Tell us a real conversation about Area 51. Let's talk about the CIA, the moon landing, the Illuminati, religion, from Jesus to Muhammad and Magdalene and Mary and all these different people, the KGB, the AIDS, HIV that turns into AIDS eventually, or whatever case may be. The reptilian elite. You know, the New World Order that has been here for multiple decades. The New World Order is not coming. It's already here. It's just being blown up. You know, the Bilderberg, Watergate, false flag operations, psyops, the recent psyops and false flags that we see with the Kanika Jenkins story. Like, all this stuff plays a part. Let's talk about that. You know, give us a president that's going to give you these conversations. Let's talk about that. You know, let's talk about MK Ultra, which is from the United States government. It has been there for multiple decades as well. The Federal Reserve System, how the Federal Reserve is not even owned by the American government, but everything that's an American currency has no value, but it only has value to people who spend. Did you hear me? The Federal Reserve is not owned by America. All right? They aren't. Or the conspiracy between Paul McCarthy and John Lennon and the Beatles and Tesla, the suppression of the vortex technologies. You know, NASA, how they lie about how the earth is round, and they show you all these fake CGI space pictures, and how they say they're going to Mars, and how they went to the moon, and they lied about that too. I think I already said that. Did I mention the moon landing? Yeah, I mentioned the moon landing, I think. If I didn't, I'll mention it again. NASA's a joke. They take millions of your dollars and they spend it. Not millions, billions of dollars. And then they take other billions of dollars that they make off you and send it to Israel for taxes to fund another country. That majority of each presidents that we had have used them to control Israel and to have a sister country, which is basically what they are. Or talk about the drug wars. Or the war on drugs, as they call it. Synthetic disease and GMOs and poisoning of the water supply. The criminalization of marijuana and cocaine, which is a natural, grown plant that turns into what it is. It's natural. I'm not saying I'm excusing cocaine, but cocaine does come from growth. Now, you can turn it into something else. That's another story. Just like marijuana is marijuana, but when you turn it into kush, it's some other type of marijuana. I don't really know. I'm not too knowledge based on drugs like that. But I know marijuana and cocaine are natural drugs. The cure for cancer. How they lie and tell you there's really no cure when you know they got a cure for cancer. They got a cure for everything. They know all the answers. We don't. You know, fluoride in the water, and toothpaste, and things like that. You know, what is it called? Alzheimer's, where if you eat anything in an aluminum can, stop avoiding eating food in an aluminum can. Aluminum causes Alzheimer's. You know? These are things that they don't want to talk to you about. Most of you people have never heard most of this stuff I'm talking about. Peak oil, the Loch Ness Monster, global surveillance. Everywhere you look, Big Brother is watching. They can watch you from your cell phone, your iPad, your laptop, everywhere, your smart TV. They can listen to your whole family. They can listen to every conversation in your home. Secret underground intelligent cities, not just secret underground, but intelligent cities that are underground. Underground cities, ladies and gentlemen, underground. Espionage. Mind and media control, which is what we just read. Let me keep going. I'm going to think of some more. Subliminal propaganda, which we just read. It's happening every day in the news. If you're following the Kanika Jenkins story, you heard Shanika Watkins has 4 warrants. That was a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Almost 3 weeks ago now. Where is she? Why haven't you heard anything else about her? Why haven't you heard from her family? Why haven't you heard from her cousins or friends saying, oh, she's on the run? Why hasn't she been captured? And why do you have a person lying about, oh, she's in custody, and that's not true? That girl hasn't been in jail since August. And she has I don't want to get into that. I'm tired of talking about her. The history of the world. You know, from how the Indians were taken over and the mass slaughter of Indians and how African people were brought here. But not to mention the European slave trade that was funded by the Jewish people. Or, as a matter of fact, let's talk about the fact that you couldn't have took everybody from Africa. You had to take some of the people from Africa. If you took everybody from Africa, who controlled Africa at the time of the slave trade? So the African people sold you out, but we don't want to get into that. That's too deep of a conversation. That's too deep of research. FEMA camps that are being set up in Walmart, apparently, maybe. Nobody really knows. That's allegedly at this point. We'll keep it through. We'll play it safe and say allegedly. All right? The impression of the human consciousness, the delicate fabric of the universe, meaning that what is really out there? Is there a dome that covers this piece? Are there hidden continents outside the Arctic wall that we know that surrounds this whole entire flat surface that is round but not ball? Pause. The candida worm that's in your stomach. Everybody has a candida worm. It produces all type of bacteria. It causes you to be hungry. It causes you to be full. It causes you to have stomach aches. It produces all type of bad things in your body. Every single human being has a candida worm that lives in them. Some people have never heard what a candida worm is. Don't the president talk about that? Huh? Oh, but you know, you're hearing this video. You probably listening like, just vote, baby. You know, like Al Davis. Just win, baby. And that's all he told the Raiders. And now that he's dead and gone, his family members is actually doing more than just say, just win. No offense to Al Davis, God rest his soul, but listen, I have a few family members who are Raiders fans. That's all he used to say. He didn't really care too much about the team. I mean, you people, y'all not Al Davis. Y'all not old, and y'all don't really have like a lost sense of understanding. You know that this world is corrupt. You know this is a big conspiracy we walk around on. Especially if you're black. You're black, you're supposed to be a conspiracy theorist, period. You don't know anything about you. You don't even know where you came from. You just know where you were born. You just know who your mother and father and your grandmother and your great-grandmother and your great-great and your great-great-great. But you might not know who your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great granddad or grandmama was. Some of us don't even know where our roots come from. What tribe are we from? What continent? Were we really born in Asia? Were the real blacks Asians? Were we born in Europe and there were some black Europeans in that land in the 1500s or 1300s? When was our family tree started? Where did this start? How did we begin to eventually become who you are? That's what I want a president to talk about. You want to get my vote? Everything I just said in this ending of this video, everything I just stated that we need to talk about, you talk about that, you get my vote. Checking in.